In the turbulent, neon-soaked world of Euphoria, a show that meticulously charts the emotional hurricanes of adolescence, one character stands as a quiet, steadfast anomaly, Fezco, or simply Fez. While those around him, Rue chasing the void, Cassie unraveling in the spotlight, Nate wrestling with a toxic inheritance, are often swept away by the intensity of their feelings, reacting with volatility, panic, or self-destruction. Fez remains a pillar of profound, almost startling, emotional regulation. He is the still point in the turning chaos, a testament to a stability forged not in comfort but in the hardest of circumstances. His calm is not an absence of feeling but a deep mastery over it, a survival mechanism honed in a life that demanded he grow up too fast. From his childhood, thrust into the role of caregiver for his grandmother after a traumatic incident and later running the family business with a fierce sense of duty, Fez learned that to lose control was to lose everything. This background is crucial to understanding his unique composure. Where others have the luxury of falling apart, Fez never did. His world required him to be the anchor, first for his grandmother and then for his adopted brother, Ashtray, and this responsibility sculpted his emotional landscape into one of remarkable resilience and measured response. Watch him in any high-pressure situation. When the police raid his home, his fear is palpable, but his actions are deliberate and clear-headed. Focused on protecting Ashtray above all else. When confronted with violence, like the brutal attack by Nate's father, he endures it with a stoic acceptance, understanding the brutal calculus of the world he inhabits. His reactions are never hysterical, they are strategic, preserving his energy and safety for the battles that truly matter. This regulation is perhaps most beautifully displayed in his quiet, unwavering loyalty and his capacity for pure, gentle love. His friendship with Rue is a sanctuary. He doesn't lecture her with the frantic anxiety of her mother or sister, nor enable her with the recklessness of Jules. Instead, he offers a steady, non-judgmental presence. He sits with her in her pain, speaks to her with a blunt honesty that comes from care, and even cuts her off not from anger, but from a place of tough love, a decision that undoubtedly wrenched his heart but was executed with a calm firmness. His love for Lexi is another masterclass in emotional maturity. In the midst of a play that exposes his private, painful world to everyone, he does not rage or feel betrayed. He simply sits, absorbs the pain, and when it becomes too much, he leaves with a quiet dignity. Later, he speaks to Lexi without accusation, his words laced with a vulnerable hurt but never malice, explaining his perspective with a clarity that someone like Nate, drowning in his own rage, could never achieve. This ability to process hurt without lashing out is the hallmark of his regulated nature. Even his profession, as a local drug dealer, operates under a code that reflects his internal balance. He is not a predatory figure, he runs his business with a surprising ethos of care, often refusing to sell to those who are too far gone, like Rue, showing a moral compass and a long-term understanding of consequence that his clients often lack. His violence, when it comes, is never impulsive or emotional. The tragic event with Mouse was a catastrophic failure of a business deal, a threat to his and Ashtray's survival. Met with a horrifying yet deliberate action, a last resort in a world with its own brutal rules. It haunts him precisely because it was so against his nature, which is to de-escalate, to protect, to endure. This points to the core of Fez's emotional regulation. It is an active, taxing practice, not a passive state. He feels deeply the weight of his grandmother's condition, the ferocious love for Ashtray, the ache for Lexi, the fear for Rue, but he has built a strong container for those feelings. He allows himself to feel them without letting them dictate his actions in the moment. He takes a beat, a breath, a moment of silence that speaks volumes compared to the torrent of words from others. His communication is often sparse, his words carefully chosen, because in his world, words and emotions are currencies not to be wasted. He listens more than he speaks, observes more than he reacts. This makes him the most reliable confidant and the most stable figure in the entire series. In a show where characters are constantly performing, for social media, for their parents, for each other, Fez is utterly, authentically himself. There is no gap between who he is and who he presents to the world. Because his survival depended on integrating his emotions into a cohesive, functional whole. He is not without trauma or pain, his life is defined by it. Yet, he has metabolized that pain into a quiet strength. His emotional regulation is his superpower, the tool that allows him to navigate a labyrinth of violence, loss, and love without losing his soul. He is the calm in the storm of Euphoria, a reminder that sometimes the strongest people are not those who feel the least, but those who have felt the most and have learned, out of sheer necessity, how to carry that weight without stumbling. He is the unlicensed therapist on his sofa, the protector of his unconventional family, the gentle soul in a brutal business, and in his steadfast, regulated heart, he embodies a kind of wisdom and peace that makes him not just a fan favorite, but the emotional core and the most grounded, human character in the entire swirling, chaotic universe of the show. His journey teaches us that emotional regulation is not the absence of feeling, but the profound courage to feel everything and still choose to act with love, loyalty, and a heartbreaking, beautiful sense of duty.